Hey guys, this is PK. I got another battle for you. And this time it's against a player named cookiecrumbz. I don't know what to say about that. It just makes me hungry. And that's all I gotta say, I guess. So here we go. I run T-Tar. He runs Vaporeon as his lead. And Vaporeon's, he's one of my pet peeves on the Pokemon Online Advanced OU tier list. And I'll explain why later if I have time. But I bring in my Blissey here and try to damage it with Seismic Toss. He scouts that out with Protect, presumably, and then he shows Wish on the next Seismic Toss. So I'm not going to be able to do anything to this Vaporeon. So I proceed to go to my Zapdos, but he shows me a Heracross. And most Heracross run Rock Slide, and the fact that it's not getting Leftovers recovery makes me think it's Choice Banded, so I'm going to get out of here fast. So I go to my Fortress, and damage output from the Rock Slide pretty much confirms it's Choice Banded. It's not like a Salic Berry set, so that's a bit of information I've learned so far. Go for Earthquake, try to damage it as much as possible, because it's not going to get that HP back unless it gets a Wish, unless my opponent uses Wish. And I get out of there from the Claydol, and I go to my Zapdos, and I'm going to proceed to try to hit it with Toxic, but on the Switch it shows me Light Screen. If that may matter in the coming turns, but I don't know yet, because I haven't seen its full team yet. There's a bit of lag, unfortunately, so I'm going to go for Toxic. I don't know what my opponent's going to do. He's probably going to switch here. Can go for Ice Beam. I wouldn't recommend it. Most Zapdos are bulky, and it's not really worth getting hit by the HP Grass or Ice if the Zapdos isn't. So if I was him, I would switch, but he may choose to do differently. Regardless, the object is to use Toxic, and even if he does switch, something's going to get hit with Toxic. I hope it's a Vaporeon, but it's probably not going to happen. You don't switch in Vaporeon into a Zapdos, but something's going to get hit with Toxic, hopefully. And it's the Claydol as I intended, so that's good. It goes for Ice Beam, which doesn't do a lot. It does 26%, but Zapdos can easily rest that off if that damage accumulates later on in the game. And I go back to my Blissey, thinking he might go for Ice Beam again. But he shows me a Heracross, so I'm going to be forced to switch here, and he shows me Focus Punch. So I'm going to have to explode here. Anything I try to switch in is just going to get hit by the Focus Punch that he's locked into. So yeah, we're at a 5-5 game after that explosion and Focus Punch. And I bring out my T-Tar to start things off the next turn, but he shows me a Celebi I haven't seen before. And without knowing the set, I'm not really comfortable staying in here, so I go to my Blissey, which could take anything the Celebi dishes out. But he shows me a Steelix, which is another Pokemon I haven't seen yet. And Steelix plus Vaporeon is going to make it difficult. I can't use the conventional water against ground in this case. I'm going to have to figure out a way to take out the Steelix in an unconventional manner. But I proceed to bring my Coon in anyway. And it takes the Earthquake rather nicely. I could go for Surf here, but I decided to use Roar, thinking he might bring Vaporeon out. However, it brings in Celebi, but the Roar forces Claydol out. And once again, I'm forced to decide whether I want to go for Surf here or just go for Roar again. Neither of them seem worth it. Roar without spikes makes it pretty much pointless. Surf runs the risk of just getting blocked by Celebi or Vaporeon, so I could go for Calm Mind here, or I could switch, and I go for the latter option. And we get Celebi on Blissey in the process. I haven't seen anything from the Celebi, so I'm going to stay in here and scout out the Celebi set. And I might as well soft-boil in the process. So I'm scouting and healing at the same time. Two birds with one stone. I think that's the expression. I may have botched that up. But anyway, guess there's a bit of lag because it shouldn't take this long to decide what I want to do here. shows me heal bell, so that toxic on the Claydol is gone, and I'm not going to be able to really use status effects to gain an advantage here unless I take out the Celebi. But without any more move reveals on my opponent's part with the Celebi, I'm not going to be comfortable bringing the Dugtrio or my T-Tar on the Celebi to take it out. So unfortunately, that Celebi is going to be there to stay for a little bit. I go for a Seismic Toss, and he brings in the Steelix, which takes the Seismic Toss instead. The Steelix may have Explosion here, and I decided to risk it and stay in. However, that risk does not turn out to be worth it. The Explosion goes off, and my Blissey gets nailed at almost full health. Actually, at full health. Oh my gosh. I don't think that was worth it. I should have probably switched. A dead Blissey is not worth taking out a Steelix. Although the Steelix was a problem, going to be a problem to take out, so it may have been worth it, but I could be wrong. Regardless, I feel like crap right now because I lost my Blissey to an Explosion at full health. Fortunately, my opponent makes a mistake and stays in against his Zapdos and takes a Stab Thunderbolt, so he's going to be forced to switch out here. But he gets a bit of hacks to help him recover that. My Coon is now frozen, and he takes the opportunity to bring in his Vaporeon in on that. I'm not going to give him the opportunity to Wish here, so I try to bring in my Zapdos. He predicts that, good for him, and my Zapdos is now dead with its Ice Beam plus Sandstream. However, I am able to revenge kill it with the Dugtrio. But now he shows me a Salamence, which I haven't seen before. So there's a lot of game-changing things happening all at once over the course of the last few turns. I'm going to have to roar out here if I'm going to keep being swept by this Salamence. Goes for Rock Slide and misses. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know why I used Rock Slide. Hidden Power Flying would have been fine. But I do get the roar off, and now I'm going to be forced to rest here. Claydol decides to go for Earthquake. That's not going to do it. So, yep, I'm asleep. I'm going to wake up next turn, but he gets the Dragon Dance off. I roar him out. I'm at half health, so I got to figure out how I'm going to take down this Salamence. I could proceed to Calm Mind up here, and he goes for Light Screen, so the Calm Mind is negated. I Calm Mind up for a second time. Now this is a prediction game. Is he going to Dragon Dance up, or is he going to attack? I decide to think he's going to use Dragon Dance and attack, and I decide to roar him out. If he doesn't do that, I take damage from Rock Slide, and he keeps using Rock Slide for whatever reason. I don't know why. Goes for Dragon Dance. I'm asleep. I'm decided to rest that off. That may turn out to be a mistake. I'm asleep again. I'm going to wake up here, and I'm going to roar him out again, but I'm at low health. Now it's a matter of deciding whether or not it's worth going for Surf here. He might switch in, and I bank on him doing that, so he'll take damage from the Surf. But he leaves his Claydol in, and unfortunately he can set up here all he wants. I could roar him out, but an attack from him plus Sandstream will kill me. So I'm pretty much going to be forced to go for an attack here, unfortunately, and he could set up on my Coon all he wants. Go for Surf here. He could go for Dragon Dance again. Advertisement. But he doesn't decide to do that. He doesn't go for Dragon Dance again, and he decides to take me out right away, which is good for me. I believe Dugtrio with a Jolly Nature should be able to take out the Salamence, but that doesn't happen, and must be running a positive speed inducing nature for that to happen, I'm pretty sure. But I do live the Earthquake here, and I'm not going to be able to Dragon Dance up because he's going to be faster regardless. So I go for Rock Slide, and it doesn't miss. But the Celebi might have HP Grass, so I'm probably going to die here. Goes for Calm Mind up. He's going to Calm Mind up. I don't know why. I go for Rock Slide. I Dragon Dance on the next Calm Mind, and wow, he forfeits. I don't know why he would do that, other than one, he had to go somewhere, or two, he did not have an attack move on his Celebi. He didn't even have Leech Seed. So yeah, I can't imagine what the moveset would be then. Doesn't have HP grass or any grass type move, no psychic type move. Um, uh, doesn't have Leaf Seed, but it has Calm Mind and Heal Bell. I don't know what else it could possibly have that would hit me in some way or affect me in some way, but if you have an idea, let me know in the comments. I guess I don't have time to explain my my beef with Vaporeon either, which I said I'd promise to tell you why that is if I have time, but I don't. So I'll let you know if you want to know if you ask me in the comments. But you gotta ask. I'm not just gonna tell you. But until next time, this is PK signing out. Oh, and like if you're not too busy.